Welcome back to the CNC Advantage. I'm here with Cooper, and we're in a lovely park this morning down by the lake. The birds are singing. We survived a storm last night. We had tornado watches and all that. And thankful to just be here today with you. So, if you're thankful for your day today, I urge you to give thanks. God loves it when you're thankful and you show him gratitude. It's one of his favorite things. So, if you're joining me today, or Cooper and I, just know that all of my readings are timeless. So even though I'm giving it in mid-May of 2025, when it finds you, it is meant to find you, and that there is a message here for you. So please use your own discernment, because not everything's going to resonate. Just take what does and leave the rest for someone else, okay? Also, one other thing to keep in mind is that when I pull kings or queens and stuff like that, that is to represent masculine and feminine energy. That is not to designate gender. So place it as it resonates, like I said, and we'll just go from there, okay? I was called to use some extra decks today. I have not used my Oracle decks in quite some time. So please bear with me, because Spirit has been me really zeroing in on using my tarot decks and understanding the meaning of those more than my Oracle decks. So I am familiar with my Oracle decks. It's just been a minute. So I'm just going to put that out there, okay? All right, let's get started. We're going to start off with the Black Moon astrology cards, and we'll just kind of see where it takes us. We all know that the planet alignments have been quite crazy lately. We had our full moon, our flower moon, which was in Scorpio. And I don't know about all of you, but it really stirred some things up for me. And I've been trying to keep my emotions and the way that I respond to things intact. Not blowing my top, just being calm, patient, allowing the energy to speak to me and however it speaks to me. Like this morning, I woke up and I just felt like I could cry, you know? Had nothing to cry about. But man, it was a powerful emotion. So maybe you're going through the same thing right now. It's just you feel moments of highs and lows, and they just keep swinging all over the place, and you're not quite sure why, you know? And Spirit says that's normal. That's the planet shifting. That's you sensing energy, you know, and possibly ways to deal with whatever's going on with your life. Maybe you've got something buried so deep that you don't want to face it, and it's just coming out without you even mentally realizing it. You know, it's your highest self saying, you know, you need to let go of this. All right? Boy, this deck is playing hard to get this morning. Please, Spirit, is there anything in the collective needs to know right now? What do you want my viewers to know? Another thing to keep in mind is that when the moon shifts every 2 days into a new, into a new zodiac, you're gonna shift with it. And there's not much we can do about it. It's energy, right? And we're all made of energy, and we're all made of vibrations and frequencies. And when they vibrate different, so are we. So it's not always what someone did to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? you're picking up on a frequency that's just changing. And our entire planet is in a shift right now where the frequency is going to get higher than it was. And if we don't change with it, we're going to be left behind, right? So maybe if you're feeling these violent shifts right now in energy, maybe that's your call to answer your calling, to serve your life purpose, to help someone else, to maybe just tune in to nature and see what it says to you. Maybe sit down and just draw for a while, right? This deck is just plain so hard to get. And they told me to start with this one, so I gotta just keep shuffling until they give me what's meant to be. Maybe they're just gotta be in the right order, right? Like divine timing. Boy, don't we all love that? And patience that it takes. There we go. Yay! On the bottom of the deck, we have Mars. It is number 5, and it is a force. Mars is the planet of action and making things happen. Oh, here we go. And your first card is Black Moon Lilith. It is the number 12 card. You'll see someone here who appears to be human at first sight, but they clearly are not. There is much more to them that meets the eye. They have wings that seem to be not really feathers. It looks like they're almost made of like a metal or a wood. They have feet almost like a chicken or a duck kind of thing. I'd say more like a chicken. And then it also has like a tail with like these little, oh, I want to say pigs, but they're definitely not pigs, coming off. See? There's a tail, and they're coming out. There's wings. Funky looking feet there, right? It's a feminine energy. And you can see how they're holding their hands. It's a moment of surrender, you know, just feel what I'm saying? There's a crescent moon, so maybe you need to pay attention more to what's required of you when you see the crescent moon. That's the crescent moon there, right? Just a sliver of the moon. Everyone always pays attention when there's a full moon or a new moon. You got to remember that in between the phases is important as well. And there could be a certain thing that you're missing during the crescent moon. So try to keep your awareness heightened and just keep your eyes peeled, right? So Black Moon Lilith is one of the most, I would say that they kind of demonize it, right? But it's not really a demon card, you know, so please don't take it that way. It's about embracing what's within and embracing your shadows and being like, okay, I'm not perfect. No one is. I'm only human, you know, and once you know that you have these weaknesses or these dark sides or these dark thoughts and stuff like that, to address them. It is time to address them. And when you address them, you need to not bring judgment, which seems so natural to most of us, right? Oh my gosh, they did this. They're a horrendous person. You know, the self-entitlement of this person, you know, to not force our pre-programming way of thinking onto ourselves, right? To embrace the healing instead, right? And it can be a mystery at first, you know. It may be something that we're not seeing, which is typical of the moon, right? It's the hidden, the unknown, the thing that we've buried so deep that we don't even remember anymore. The block that we put up for over 40 years and we're like, no, this can't be. No, how could that be? I've been me. Who's gonna know me better than me, right? And Spirit says, I do. I see you. I see what you buried so deep that you don't even remember it anymore. Or you've turned a blind eye to it for so long that you just overlook it like it's not even there, right? So Black Moon Lilith is a beautiful card. She's actually quite nurturing, giving. She was important in the birth of new things, in the childhood projects, career decisions, new love. She was great. She was magnificent. But she was demonized because of her shadows, right? She was wronged. She acted out. And, you know, it's almost like in football, you know, it's not the person who commits the penalty, it's the person who retaliates that gets the highlight, right? So in this case, I believe that's what happened to her. That's what I feel. I mean, when I study her history, and she was a goddess, right? The Black Moon Lilith is a goddess. And history really does paint her in a poor light. But it's almost, when you watch Sleeping Beauty, when I was a kid, Disney depicted that Maleficent was a horrendous person, evildoer, this and that. And then when you watch the newer rendition of it and what happened to Maleficent, and that she became that from the evilness of evil deeds being done to her, right? So it's all about perspective. Really, really looking at things in its entirety, not just the pre-programming that we were given, right? Now, I always thought Maleficent was terribly evil. When I see her side of the story, I realized how wrong wrongfully she was treated. Now, does that make her actions right? What, you know, and how she attacks other people? It does not, right? But now she has the awareness to be like, you know what? I was wronged. I'm going to forgive them. I'm going to forgive myself for my naiveness, for over-trusting, you know, but that's not going to change who I am as a person. I'm still going to go out there with a loving heart. I'm still going to go out there with forgiveness. I'm still going to go out there and do all the good I can do, because that was one bad person. It doesn't make all of them bad, right? But I need to go forward with awareness that sometimes I'm too trusting because of my love, because of whatever your reasons are, right? Okay, we're gonna move on to the Shaman's Dream. Now, this is a beautiful deck. I really love the colors and everything in this one. I've already pre-shuffled everything, so everything is all good to go. I just gotta, and I prayed over your cards, I meditated over them. I asked spirit guides to come in to guide us today for all the highest good of all. So we just gotta see what else they have to say, okay? Dear spirit guides, what does my collective need to know? just one more thing. They want me to point out that if you look at her and her body, it's not perfect, right? It's not silky smooth. It's got bumps and this and that here and there. Spirit wants me to tell you that it's not what you look like that affects people. It's that inner light. And when you embrace that inner light and the shadows and you balance those, it draws in a type of magnetism that is just undescribable, right? He's been trying to get that message through to me for quite some time. Oh, okay. We got 2 cards. I can't read. We have the Horseman, the Herald of Change in reverse. So maybe you have been resistant to change recently, right? And Spirit says change is completely normal. To resist change is futile. Okay? So you have to go with it. And many things are changing right now, and if you don't change with it, you're going to be left behind. You're not going to ascend. You're not going to awaken. Now, granted, not everyone is meant to be woken, right? So we just need to let them carry on their path because that's what Spirit wanted for them. It is not their turn yet. They have more lessons to learn. And if people awaken before they're ready, they could do horrendous things with that power, right? That ability to manifest, that ability that their mindset can be projected into the reality of the world. Now, not everyone deserves that yet. And we need to forgive them or just ignore it altogether, right? That is none of our business what their path looks like. You know, they're going to keep trying to project their pre-programming onto us. And it is our job to be like, no, I respect where you're at, but my path is going a new way now. And I'm just going to go do me in love and light. Have a good day. All right? Now, in order to get there, Spirit has taken you to the Garden of Venus, which is a place of healing and renewal. All right? This is a stunning card. You've got a pink crystal that's in the shape of a heart. You have wildlife all around it, butterflies, beautiful flowers, everything blooming. I mean, you've got crystals all over the place. They're actually hidden and just poking out. One almost looks just like the crystal I've got right here. Right there. See it? Gotta love synchronicities, right? I was actually called to go to a lavender farm this morning, and I'm planning on going there after this. Don't have a lot of money, but I'm gonna go and just take in nature and to connect with it. Maybe meet some new people. Not all bad. Okay, but when you take this time to rest, to heal, and you get this new perspective, you're gonna feel reborn. You're gonna feel a lightness to you, almost like you could float or fly away. You may feel vulnerable. You may feel emotional, more emotional than normal, right? These are not bad things, okay? But Spirit is asking you to stay grounded when you feel like you're losing it. Like you have no control over anything. which control is an illusion anyways. The only thing we can really control is how we respond to things, right? We can't control the energies that come in. We can't change the frequencies that come in, but you can change how you respond to them, right? You can change who's in your energy field to a degree, right? I mean, everyone has that person at work that nobody can avoid, you know. Everyone's got that one person in their family or more, you know, that annoys the living crap out of them, right? And they just push you to extremes that you're like, man, I don't want to be in this energy. What the heck is your problem, you know? You can change so much. And the only thing you can really work on is you and your light and your peace. And when you rest, it's going to give you that peace that you need to truly heal. So sometimes to isolate, you know, and to go into hermit mode is not a terrible thing. Or, you know, people are like, you know, you're an introvert now. I gain more perspective and more insight being alone than I do with people sometimes. And it's called for. It's needed. It is not I'm hiding from the world. I'm taking time for me to look within and to deal with these shadow sides and not project it onto other people. Sometimes that's exactly what's needed, that you take that time. And sometimes these outside perspectives are going to come back in and tell you to go back to your pre-programming. No, you're not this, you're not that. They'll sugarcoat it. That, you know, to be direct with yourself, to be real with yourself. And I mean real. Don't judge, but be like, you know what? I really am this. I really do overreact to things. I really do judge people. I really, I project my fears onto people, even though they're not actually treating me like that. And that type of awareness brings about great healing. It's powerful. It's an emotional thing, you know, and it's gonna feel, I hate to say it, but it's gonna feel like it's ripping you apart. But in order to heal, sometimes you have to open those wounds and let them heal again. Let them heal the right way. Because just burying them deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, it's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your well-being. It's going to affect your mindset. It's going to affect how you vibrate as a human being. And the main thing of all this is to awaken and to ascend and to heal and to possibly help others through your own healing, through your own experiences, and be like, you know what? I've been through this. I know where you are right now. I've been there. I feel you. And that is one of the greatest things, to be able to help people and be like, you know, we can go through this together now. Allow them to just talk, to just vent, to say what they need to say. And not judge them for it, but see how it's holding them back and how to possibly help them move forward, right? I've just been joined by a little light yellow spider. I'm not going to kill it, and live and let live, you know? Okay. Spirit's saying to move on to the next card. Both of these kind of came out in the same shuffle. One came out over here, one came out over here. And the first card was 25 and your second card was 13. And it's about the dream thief Refusal of the call is what it says on the card. Now I'm going to have you look at this card so you can intuitively feel what you feel when you look at this card. It is like a little monkey. And he's sticking his hand into the crystal ball, grasping the light. Spirit says you feel ugly. You feel that you don't like what you see when you look within. And yet, you have everything you need right now to reach within to heal yourself. This monkey is not ugly at all. It's unique. I'll give you that. But God made us all unique. If we were all the same, life would be quite boring. If we were all beautiful, would we respect beauty? If we were all perfect, would we appreciate imperfections? And how that uniqueness is a crucial part of making life interesting, not boring anymore, you know? It would all be monotonous if we were all exactly the same. The first time I found I saw a real crystal ball, I was in a crystal shop and I was just gazing upon some other stones, and it called to me. It's like, come here, come here. So I go over to it and I'm just standing there for a few seconds and I'm looking at it, and Spirit calls to me and says, try looking at it without looking at it, without really looking at it. I'm like, oh, I'm good at this. All right, I can do that. So, and it didn't take long, right? It took like 15, 30 seconds. And I'm gazing, right? And all of a sudden, these tiny, tiny little gold and purple specks of glitter were going through the ball. And they're falling like snow does when there's no wind. It's just weightless, right? And they're just doing their own thing, super slow, da-da-da. And I'm like, holy shit, you know? And I look around to see if there's anything gold or purple around, right? You know? And there wasn't. There wasn't anything gold or purple even in the room. And I look back and they're still going. And I'm like, holy shit, you know? And I'm like, it's trying to communicate with me. To this day, I still don't know what it meant, right? So I figured that all the crystal balls I've ever seen, like in movies and depictions and stuff like that, have like a cloud figure, like fog going through it and stuff like that. So what I tried to do was see if I could put something into the ball. And one time I visited the Grand Canyon, and we walked out onto this half-mile pier, and while we were at the very end of it, rain came in, and it was a hot day, and you know, for it to rain in Arizona is pretty rare to begin with. And it stopped raining, and this fog came out of the Grand Canyon, a rainbow came out. I mean, it was just absolutely beautiful. So I focus my mindset on that fog, and I try to put that into the ball. Now, I violated the ball. I should have asked permission first, because it tied my knot, or my stomach, into knots for 3 days afterwards, saying, this is what you were doing to me. So before you try to project your newfound enlightenment, your newfound light into others, you have to know that they may not be ready for it. This is your time for healing. This is your path. It is not necessarily meant for you to be like, you have to do this. This is the way. You know, the way is different for everyone. The timing is different for everyone. Not everyone is meant to even awaken in this lifetime. That is not for us to decide. You know, we want them to come along with us, right? I've been somewhat doing the same thing to a friend of mine. I really want them to come with me. I want them to send with me. I want them to awaken. They have real gifts. I can see them, you know, and they might awaken and they might not. But it is not for me to decide. I can give them knowledge. I can give them tools. But they have to take the actual initiative to be like, yes, I want to learn. I want to know more. I'm ready. But if they don't take that initiative, we cannot force that shit. No matter how badly we want them to come along with us. And it can be heartbreaking to leave them behind, to walk their path. Because in order for us to keep ascending, we need to be around high vibrational frequencies, high frequency beings. And I love them dearly. The last thing I ever want to do is leave them behind. But I lead them to the knowledge and they're like, yeah, I see what you're doing, but I don't like it. I'm not really into it. I'm into this, but I'm not into that. So I can guide them as much as I can in the areas that they're interested in. And I gotta leave it there. I cannot force my will, my wants onto them. I can only do so much. To refuse spirit and the calling to fulfill your purpose, to try and awaken the ones that are not meant to awaken, that is imposing our will. That is not the path. That is not walking the path. Spirit will put the people in front of you that he wants you to heal, to awaken, and it is our job to intuitively know what is right for each one of them. And we can hear these things. It's when your head gets in the way that you're like, I really like this one. I want him to come with me. That can be torturous energy. Because now you feel torn between love and your divine purpose. And to refuse your calling and to walk the purpose is to refuse the divine. You do not want to do that. And especially if you've answered your calling. You do not want to do that. He will find ways to keep the path the way he wrote it, the way it's meant to be. And if you keep messing with it and tinkering with it and be like, you know what, if I lead them to this, then maybe this. If I do this, then maybe this. It does not work like that. God sees all, he knows all, And He knows what's best for each being. And you imposing your own will because you want love in your life, or you want comfort, or you want whatever that person brings to your life, in your life, Spirit saying, you know, I put them in your path. You did what you were meant to do. Now it's time to move on. Believe me, I feel you on this. You don't want to. I know. I can feel it. I don't want to. It feels like you're stealing your dreams. The Spirit says, I have better for you. You've done the work. Now I need you to keep following your purpose, following your path, the path that He's laid out before you. The best you can do is pray for guidance, clarity, that you can see your path a little bit more clearly, that you can see how this person is not meant to come along. I'm so sorry. You do what you can and you move on. All right, we're going to move on. The last deck we have here is the Priestess of Highlight Oracle. It's another wonderful deck. It's really nice in the fact of connecting with nature. And the cards are syncing up. On the bottom of the deck, we have Earth Magic, Fearlessness, and Removing Obstacles. But it was in reverse. This is what we're resisting. We're living in fear of losing this person. And we're afraid of what's going to happen when we remove these obstacles. Right? And the card that did pop out was number 43, which is of Emperor and Empress energy. And it's about your sacred purpose, embracing the internal flame and ancestral legacy. So you have ancestors that are trying to guide you through this trying time. This is a test. There are lessons for you to learn from this as well, not only the person that you're trying to help. When you embrace the eternal flame within, it brings about peace, enlightenment, ascension, healing, clarity of mind, awareness, and the ability to learn from your shadows and to help others learn from theirs. Look at her. She's not forcing anything. She presents the truth as it is to show that there is another way to go towards the light. Take it or leave it. Right? Your sacred purpose is yours and yours alone. connect with Earth, the magic of Earth, to connect with Gaia. It's going to help you cleanse these energies. The selfishness that we feel when we want to bring this person along, or whatever your situation is. I'm assuming that it's along those lines. It feels like it. It feels like it's directly linked to another person in your life that you're like, please come with me. Please ascend with me. I want you to be a part of my life. And you need to just take a step back and be like, this is what I'm presenting to you. And let it go. Be at peace with it. Now the energy is going to get heavy. You're going to want to go back to them because the magnetism with them is so strong. Believe me, I feel it. I have trouble resisting it. It is a super strong, and especially if they're a soulmate, you know? I just feel like crying right now. I can feel you so strongly. I can feel the energy. But this is the path. This is the divine's path for you. This is what he's laying out in as clear as day. Connecting with earth and nature and animals, flowers, gardening, the trees. Allowing things to fall away is part of your path. It's part of your cycle. The best you can do is go with the flow. Look at the situation and see what you're missing. Maybe time and separation will bring the answers. Connecting with nature and just allowing whatever messages come in to come in. If you're out on your walk and a certain animal crosses your path, whatever you were thinking at that moment, stop, look up the spiritual meaning of that animal, and it pertains to that thought. It may not pertain to your entire life, right? But the thought that you were thinking at that moment, it pertains to that. So to take a deeper look at it and be like, okay, that's what I was missing. There were times where I would take a walk and like these tiny little birds. I don't even know which kind they were, right? I couldn't tell you. And I don't have the greatest eyesight anymore. But as I walked, they kept going along with me. They just kept moving from tree to tree. And as I walked further, they'd go along and they'd sit there and they'd sing to me. And they did this for my entire walk. I walked a couple miles. So it was not an accident, right? When a black squirrel crosses your path, when a rabbit comes by, when the deer comes up and just stands there and it's not afraid of you. It's not afraid of you. It doesn't attack you. These are all signs from Gaia. This is all signs from Spirit, your ancestors. They are trying to connect with you, to help you see what you're not seeing. 4444 on the clock. That is divine protection magnified. Paying attention to what you see, smell, feel on these walks are very important. There are times where you will smell something that's not even there, right? That's a sign. Look it up. Spiritual meaning of smelling this when it's not present. I'm having trouble breathing right now. Feels like someone's sitting on my chest. Someone doesn't want me to tell you these things. But you need to hear them. I needed to hear them. As you walk, I hope that you have time and space and a safe space to do this alone. Because that will help your energy be pure, clean, help keep your mind open, like a blank book just waiting to be written in, to be communicated to allow yourself to feel the feelings that you feel. And when it gets to be too much, or you get stuck, right? And you don't know how to work through these things, try to imagine that you're walking a small child, or even yourself, right, at 5. Picture yourself at 5. Take yourself by the hand and walk yourself through the woods. And allow that 5-year-old to ask you questions. Why did this happen? How come I feel this way? Why would they do that to me? To work through deep trauma that is buried for a long, long time. We don't know how to show ourselves love and affection and understanding without feeling the emotions of it. But if you treat it as if you're trying to help someone else, then sometimes that removes just enough emotion that we can get clarity. And to feel the emotions as they come through us, because they will. And it can get to be a bit much. That's why Gaia is here, saying, I'm here for you. You are not alone. Your soul tribe and the 5D are here for you. Pray to us. We are like people standing on the sidelines just waiting to help you. But you need to ask for it. It's like being tagged in. We are here for you. Ask us to help you transmute the energy. Transmute what you can, and we've got the rest. But you need to ask us. Tag us in. And when you feel your weakest, or you're most emotional, tag us in. When you need healing, physical, mental, spiritual, tag us in. We are here for you. We will always be here for you to help you walk your path. We want your highest good. It's hard to believe at first until you really experience it. It's powerful. And I'm pretty good at transmuting energy, but even some things are just too much to transmute by yourself, and it is not weakness. It's about healing what's broken. What we've buried for so long, and we've gotten so good at burying it, and it's gotten me this far, I'm good to go. No. Eventually it will poison your mind, it will poison your body, it will poison your light. It will poison your path. your ability to help others heal. So if you heal this within yourself, you'll be that much better of a tool for the divine to help others. And that's what's needed. That's the message Spirit wants to get through to you. If you heal this, you can help others heal from this too. Be the light. Be the guide. You're not alone. I mean, you may feel alone in the 3D, but I assure you, you are surrounded by love, by angels, by ancestors, your ascended masters, gods and goddesses, deities. Spirit is with you. You are not alone. You'll see. You'll see. Okay. Whew. Well, if you like this reading, please like, share, subscribe. If you think that anyone else needs to hear this, send that to them. Send it to them, as you're guided to do so. Not everyone is ready to hear this message, and I understand that. So just know that when it finds you, it finds you. Okay? Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your open hearts. And thank you for trying to walk your path, because God knows it's not easy. And I'm with you. I'm praying for you. I'm sending you positive vibes. I'll do what I can. If you have comments, please put them down below. And, if they're real comments, about how to awaken and this and that, I will try to help. I will do what I can as I'm guided. All right? Well, until next time, in love and light.